Do reference DVD players still work after 25 years in storage? Let's check it out. Don't forget, if you're using the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those home cinema products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. So today we're going to be unboxing a reference Sony DVD player from 1998. Now this one is one of the top models that Sony did, just used as a demonstration model in the Sony store. Didn't have much use, been stored away for 25 years, hasn't been used since. So let's jump in, get this unboxed and see what condition it's in and how it works with the latest TV. Let's jump straight into it. Well, so what we've got is a DVP-S7700. When this player was released back in 1998, this was an £1,100 player. I'm not sure what the conversion rate would be back then or what that converts to today's. If anyone knows how to convert that into today's money, that'd be great. Just put it in the comments down below. But it was £1,100. It was one that I wanted. I ended up having the 715, which was the next model down from this. And you did get DTS output soundtrack with this as well, which was one of the big features of this. So let's get this one opened up, see what was in the box when it was new, and see the condition of this player after 25 years in storage. So all about Sony back then was they did give instructions on how to pack it back in the box if you ever needed to pack it back up, which was great, and that was included on the flaps. Well, it was a great addition that they used to do with a lot of their high quality products. Oh, so this player's are really heavy. I think it's around £25 in weight. In the box, we've got the remote control, still sealed, so that hasn't been used. So the remote was pretty big. I'm just comparing it to a PlayStation controller. So you can see it's a little bit bigger, well, it's about an inch bigger in length than the width of a PlayStation controller. Same width as that bit of the controller. It is quite a really big control. So on the control, you have all the features, you had your open and close, your display. You could flick this from DVD to TV. So if you wanted to control your TV, you'd flick that over and you control your television with this as well. You had your toggle button. So this way you could skip forward. This is what they brought over from what they used to use on laser discs. So it's the same on the DVD player. And then you've got all your main buttons here for your CD playback and DVD playback. Flip it over, it's plastic on the back and it's never had batteries in it. But that is in pretty good condition. Okay, we've got the original batteries, whether these are going to work, from 1998. I won't be using these just in case they leak. We've got a SCART connection because of it being a UK player. So what you had on the back, which we'll look in a minute, we've got a SCART connector for the European and UK market. If it was America, you didn't use these. In the UK and Europe, we used the EuroSCART. We've got our warranty registration certificate to register it with Sony. We've got the European guarantee. I don't think that is going to be valid anymore. We've got an instruction book. So this is in various languages as well. I know English in this manual is at the front. So this gives you all the specs and connections of the 7700 and how to connect it to your TV at the time, or your plasma TV. And then we've got some more connections here. We've got the original Super Video output. So this is probably the best output you could have if you didn't have the SCART connection or RGB. We've got a gold-plated video lead, and then we've got gold-plated audio lead. I think this has just been extra, probably what they were using in the Sony store when they were demonstrating it. So let's jump in and look at the player. So looking at the knees, we've got a rubber coating on that copper base. We've got those anti-vibration feet, which makes a massive difference to this. And this was a reference player in 1998, and I think it still is a reference player for CDs today. Right, so it comes in a beautiful champagne gold. So I think it was called Japanese gold. This is the same colour they did the laser displays in as well. We've got a beautiful slide down panel. We'll find out if this works in a minute. On the front, we've also got a phono connection, so you could use your headphones for listening to CDs. And then you've got your power level here to turn your volume up and down while you're using your headphones, which is pretty cool. Got the on-off switch and the Sony symbol here. It's actually stuck on lettering, which is pretty cool. And that's all champagne gold as well to match. Looking at the front display, it was quite minimalistic. So we've got a nice display here. We've got our play button here, our pause button, our stop button. We've got our open and close button here. We've got a button here to open and close the panel. So if you wanted the panel open, you could have it open, or you could have it closed. It's totally up to you. And then it tells us here that it does MPEG, Dolby Digital, DTS. That was one of the main features of this player, that it was DTS compatible compared to the 715, and then it plays compact discs as well. The model number is the DVP-S7700. Looking at the side of the player, we've got that beautiful champagne gold. There's no marks on this whatsoever. It's in absolutely stunning condition. You've got a vent here as well to let any heat out. Inputs on the back, we've got our RGB, we've got our Euroscar RGB compatible as well. This also pushed out sound. Then you've got your AV2, so if you've got a VCR, you'd have your VCR running to this. So your DVD player wouldn't run through your VCR. Obviously Sony don't want you pirating DVDs straight to a VCR. These players did have macrovision included. You could have that disabled. A lot of people did because it did affect playback through projectors. As we move across, the other outputs we've got are the normal standard audio outputs and a video output. We've got Super VHS output, got a Dolby Digital output, so AC3 via the coaxial, or you've got optical as well output to output that DTS and that Dolby Digital soundtrack. Copper all on the back, and then gold plated terminals. So that was one of the special features with this player, and you could see why you were paying £1,200 for this player. So we've got British plug, and we've got the original tie wrap round there. They've obviously kept that in the shop, whether they've unwrapped that to plug it in or not, but that has been stored like that since 1998. 1999. Right, so to connect this up, the new TVs do not come with RGB components. They don't come with SCARTs here in Australia. I don't even know if they still come with SCART sockets in the UK. I'm assuming they don't. So the only line we can use is this line out to connect it to the TV. The projector I've got only takes HDMI. So we're a bit stuffed. We can't even wire it up to the projector at present, but I will get an inverter and try that in the future. Let's get this booted up and see if it works. Right, so we've got it plugged in, she's powered on, so let's try it and see if this works. Right, so there's two separate buttons on this. If we press the open and close, it should drop that panel, pop out the tray to load a disc. This tray looks pretty clean. So this plays DVDs and CDs. So it plays CD video and CD audio. Also plays, which is great about this player, is Super Audio CDs, which was a format that was released in the late 90s and early 2000s. So it takes the 6-inch discs, so the CDs, and it takes the 3-inch mini CDs as well, which I've got a couple of. I think I've got Billy Ocean on CD, which is pretty embarrassing to admit. So let's pop in a disc and see if she works. Right, so we've got the main menu up, so we'll look at playing the movie. I'm not sure on the picture quality what this is going to be like. Obviously it's on a 75-inch Sony TV running through the old video connection. Let's see how she plays. So picture-wise doesn't look too bad. I'm going to skip these forward just so I don't get copyright strikes. Chapter 2. That picture doesn't look too bad for a DVD on a 75-inch HD screen. Picture's not too bad. Reminds me of VHS because we're running it on a HD TV with a 75-inch screen. Obviously the picture's not that good once it's zoomed up. But on a normal CRT TV, this would look superb. So you can see the tracks are working great. We're going to open this up and have a look inside just to see the quality of the build inside and what you're actually paying for. And I'll just go through the buttons on the front that you got below this panel. So beyond the panel, you've got your Dolby noise reduction switch, you've got your setup button, you've got previous and next. So on the right, we've got our title button, our DVD menu, return button. I think these were the buttons to flick through your menu system. And then you've got your enter button as well when you're in the menu system as well. But my favourite feature on this player is that panel. That panel, just the way it covers everything up, I think it looks superb. And it still works great after 25 years. So let's just get this opened up and see what's so special on the inside. Looking inside, we've got that beautiful copper chassis. You can just see all the terminals. I'll zoom in and show you each side, but this is absolutely mint. There's no dust in this. It's absolutely spotless. The build quality in this was Sony at its best. Let's just see if there's any dust on the copper. Minimal. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. We've got no leakage from those capacitors on the board. None of them are blown. You can see all the capacitors on the board. Absolutely mint. So this has had no use whatsoever, apart from when it was demonstrated in that Sony store. Don't forget, if you're using the video today, there are links in the description below for the best place to get those home cinema products. Make sure you check those out at the end of this video. Right, so the Sony DVP-S7700, was it worth the investment? This was a new old stock X demonstration that Sony used in one of their Sony stores. You can see by looking at the inside, it's absolutely mint. The caps are perfect. It plays superb. Yes, it's an old DVD player at the end of the day, but it is great for playing CDs. It has got a dual optical pickup, which I forgot to mention earlier in the video. So it's got a separate laser for CDs to play super audio CDs and normal CDs, and then it's got the separate laser for DVD. The sound quality on this is absolutely awesome. I have tried it with the DTS soundtrack using my amp. It sounds superb. For the video, I'll just put it into a TV. I couldn't use it in my cinema room. Just use a smaller TV and put it through my amp, and it works absolutely superb. The DTS on this sounds fantastic. Back in the day, it would have been a great investment, and even now, I mean, I paid £100 for this, and it was a bargain at the end of the day. And this is the quality that Sony give us every time they bring us out something new. They've done this with the first Blu-ray player. They did it with the first Ultra HD player. You get that build quality. You've got anti-vibration feet on that player, and this is something we need. If Sony came back to building 4K players, the quality of the 7700, if they brought out something like that, I'd buy it straight away. I just love the way the panel comes down, just the main features of it. It's an absolute awesome player. It was a great release back in the late 90s when DVD first came out. So we'll be doing some more tech videos on this channel for home cinema, and I'll still be doing my Blu-rays and pickups as well. So if you enjoy the channel, give this video a big thumbs up, as it helps the YouTube algorithm. So thanks for watching, happy viewing, and I'll catch you in the next one.